Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Andrew. Today we're going to be installing the Brace Bundle Kit from DDM on my Pontiac Solstice. That includes the Venom Brace up front, the Probeam in the back, and then the backbone brace in the middle between the drive shaft and the exhaust. I'll walk you through how to do it, and I'll give you my thoughts after a drive and see what I think. Alright, so these are all the pieces that we'll be installing today. This is the Probeam right here. It comes with the brackets and some hardware. This is the backbone brace. I got the 1/2-inch version, the race version, so it's thicker, and because it's thicker they included some extra, a little bit longer bolts. And then this is the Venom Brace up front, so that's going to go in the front. That goes in the middle between the drive shaft and the exhaust, and then this I believe goes behind the differential. Now we're going to get started with this one because the Venom Brace, you don't need to take the car off the ground, so they recommend leaving it on the ground, and then these two, it's easier when the car's lifted. So let's get started with the Venom Brace. Alright, so to install the Venom Brace, the first thing that they suggest doing is disconnecting the battery, and then disconnecting that plug right there where you see the black and red cable coming out of, just at the tip of the flashlight. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to try to leave that to the last step, just because when I was working with I had issues with my tune one time. DDM told me to disconnect the battery for 10 minutes, and so I'm trying to avoid that so I don't reset my tune and then have to retune it. So I'm going to leave that to the end. What I am going to get done is there's two bolts here and here. They're easier to see on the other side. So the two bolts, there's one right here and the other one right there. You can see the head. So I had to remove those 4 bolts, 2 here and 2 there. Then it's just a matter of snaking through this Venom Brace, through all this piping and stuff, which was, I don't know how that's going to be, just I remember when I was doing my cold air intake. This was, I mean, as you can see, it's pretty tight here, so hopefully we don't run into any issues with getting it across. The process seems pretty simple. It's just a matter of getting it done and hoping we don't run into any issues. So I'm going to get started by undoing those 4 bolts. I know you guys didn't get to see much, but it is in. I actually didn't have to take off that fan plug at all or disconnect the battery. I was able to get it in with everything still connected. So you see, it's in place. Now I'm going to go to the other side. This would definitely have been easier, I think, if you knew you were going to do the cold air intake and the whole like brace kit to do the Venom Brace while you have all of this out. I think it'd give you more room to maneuver. I did pull this wiring harness out. There's a clip right there that I just pulled. It gave me a little more room. I brought the brace, once you put it in, the instructions tell you to flip it, and then I brought it at an angle like this. I just drove it all the way down, and then I kind of shimmied it up so it's sitting across. Let me get a flashlight for you guys. The radiator hose, you can see these wires, like this brown thing, I pulled that out of the, it was in the engine, but it's just plastic. When I was working on the cold air intake to get this to connect, so I pretty much just pulled those up, and now they're sitting a little higher. That way the Venom Brace can go all the way through. It wasn't too bad. The trickiest bolt is not the one that you can see right now, right here, the one that's on the side. But I was expecting worse. I'm glad I didn't have to disconnect the battery so I don't mess with my tune. That part went smoothly. Now we need to lift the car up in order to do the backbone bracket and the other one in the back. Okay, so now I'm going to try to get the Probeam installed. This is the cross member. I'm going to have to drill through this hole. It's like foam filled. Well, it's a hard foam, but it's filled with something. You got to drill all the way through it, and then that's going to kind of serve as a hanging point so you can do the rest of the work. you know, to attach the Probeam. So yeah, that's the first thing that we gotta do. Get the, it's an 11/32 or 8mm drill bit, and go through this, and then you can put up the Probeam. Hopefully, no, you should be fine with this here. Yeah, hopefully the exhaust doesn't get in the way. Just before I start drilling and you see what it is, I took a corner of an envelope and slid it over the drill bit just so that that foam, as I'm drilling vertically, doesn't fall into the chuck of my drill. Okay, so now that I have that drilled out, I cleaned my workspace, so I'm gonna put a bolt through with some washers to kind of hold the Probeam against the cross member, and then we can start working on the sides and everything else that needs to get done. So now I just bring it forward. Fits. I just didn't line it up right. Oh, well, that's wrong. It's totally the opposite way. So I have to take it out, flip it around, and then put it back up. That's not irritating at all. Oh, gotta do it. Taking it out was easy. There we go. For some reason that made it easier. There we go. didn't need to put the washers for what I'm going to do right now, but I just wanted to see how it would work. You know, we're good. So now I can start working on the sides here. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is loosen these 4 bolts, 1, 2, and then the other side 3, 4. The one with the U cut out goes on the side closer to the back. The one without the U goes towards the engine. So I'm going to use a ratcheting wrench because I got this set for Christmas, and it would have been much easier to use when I was trying to install the Probeam, but I lost both sets and I found it, so now I'm just finding any excuse to use it. Alright, so I already broke these loose, so we'll just get to it, and then we just gotta repeat it 4 times. So the front, the back, and then on the other side, and then at that point, once you have it installed here, up here there's other mounting points that you secure the Probeam and these brackets together. Alright, so you can see what I'm doing. I just got to repeat the process 3 more times on all the sides, and then I'll catch up with you. Okay, so what we have to do now is line up. You see how those holes are almost lined up? We have to line them up. This is going to be, I don't want it to get together, and then we have to put the hardware. So it's going to be bolt, washer, the 2 pieces, and the other washer, and then the nut. And I have to do that for these 2, for those 2, then we go to the other side, these 2, and those 2. Okay, I have all the bolts. I have all the bolts in. These front ones that I was showing you guys earlier, I actually had it in backwards. I had the right one on the left side and the left one on the right. And I don't know if you saw it before, but there was like about an inch gap. So if you find that you have an inch gap, you probably reverse them like I did. So it's all loose now. I'll probably put it a little snug, but then I'm gonna use a punch to mark the hole that I'm gonna need to drill on that side as well as that side, and then we need to drop it, drill the hole, and then put everything back up. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I just removed these 4 brackets on each side, and I grabbed the Probeam and I slid it forward. I also had to remove that one, obviously. Yeah, I slid it forward. I punched the little markings right there. Now I just have to drill through, and I'll be back with you once everything is put together and tightened up to show what it looks like. Okay, so I finally got the Probeam in. There's actually an order. They want you to do 1, 2, 3, these 3 first, then both sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then secure this to that. So 1, 2, and then 3. Ratcheting wrenches really came in handy. If you have ratcheting wrenches, you're definitely going to want to use it for those. Alright, so now we just got to remove this part right here for the 1/2 inch race backbone brace. Hopefully I don't have to drop the exhaust. So now that I have them out, I actually just weighed them. This is the stock one. I mean, you can see it's pretty thin, pretty light. That one is 4.5 pounds, and this one, it's a 1/2 inch thick. It's the race version. This one, so that was 4.5. This one actually comes out to 10 pounds. Apparently the 3/8, I'm not quite sure. That one apparently weighs the same. These cutouts are what help. So if they didn't have the cutouts, this one would weigh more, but this one weighs the same as their intermediate. So I have it in place now. Now it's just a matter of putting the rest in, and then getting the exhaust back in place. There was these are replacement bolts. They're a little longer than the other ones because of the thickness of this backbone. So just a matter of getting them in.
Yeah.
And now we just gotta put in this last bolt that helps secure the exhaust. I want to fill that one by hand too, but then all the others. That's good.
Smoke?
That's fine. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you liked the install. If you have any questions about it, you can leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. I've had the kit on now for about like 3 or 4 months now. I really like it. I've been to an autocross event since I installed it. The car definitely feels tighter. Just driving around town, it doesn't feel too stiff. That was one of my worries when I got the 1/2 inch backbone brace. But it feels really good. Remember, if you have any questions, leave a comment, and if you like the video, give a like, and be sure to subscribe for more videos in the future. Bye.